What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew L. Casey. You are now tuned into the Middle Initial Podcast. Today is April 11th, 2024. And here are my co-hosts, as usual, Kevin A. Lewis. Jude cannot make it tonight. Thank God. We don't have to run that race tonight. What's going on with you, Kev?
Hey man, I'm too happy that Flip Flopkins ain't here, man. So I'm great. Great man. Just enjoying the baseball so far this year. And I'm good, man.
The Yankees off to a better start than the Mets, but the Mets are finally, stringing some games along. I think we're 5-7 now, winning some games. When the weather perks up a little bit more, I'll be at the stadium. You know what I mean? I gotta go to the Bronx. He was out there. He was out there last night, man. Big sweet life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For the first time ever. Yeah.
How was that?
It was fire, man. It was extremely comfortable. And something I could see doing again on somebody else's dime. But you know what I'm saying? It was if I ever come into some money and I could just do that all willy-nilly, I'd do it again for sure.
So, right. Spend on me, trick on me. Like I think I did wrestling. My brother took me to wrestling years ago up in the skybox at the Garden, and that was dope. It was like cookies and hot dogs, all you eat, whatever.
Yeah. It's food all over the place. I haven't done that since. I don't gotta pay for nothing. You mean I don't gotta pay $27 for some chicken tenders? This is fucking great. Like six tenders, me please. Thanks.
Right. Give me the works. How you liking Juan Soto being in New York now?
How much time we got? I could talk for 40 minutes about that. How much time we got? It's one of those, like, I don't know if you could relate. I can't, but like it's like a sitcom. One of them, you chase the girl for like 3-4 years, like, and you just like you like everything about she's dope. And then, like, you get with her, and it's everything you thought it was going to be. That's what this is like.
So it's like a different world. That's like
yes, right, bro. It is exactly that.
I'm not going to
go. Yes, I'm not going to. That wedding scene, the most unrealistic.
Baby, please.
That's the most unrealistic shit I've ever seen in a sitcom. But I've seen a lot of unrealistic shit, bro. That happens. Somebody's getting shot. I don't know what we're doing here. Wedding note, somebody getting fucking shot, bro. Baby, please, like somebody getting shot. Please.
But that's just how. Listen, that's how it was with Juan Soto, because you guys wanted him, and there's I guess potential other suitors, and y'all like nah. Yeah, they gonna get him.
Yeah, listen, but I'm already feeling myself getting too invested, because if like they don't re-sign him. Just don't talk to me. Like, I'm gonna turn my phone off for like a week. Just don't speak to me. Just don't talk. I don't want to talk to nobody if homeboy doesn't resign. I think he will. I don't think the Yankees are stupid enough to let somebody that good and that marketable, more importantly, go. Because homeboy, like, bro, the Yankee fans love that guy already. You know how I know this, bro? I've been to hundreds of Yankee games. I've been going to the stadium since I was like 10, whatever it is now. I'm 36. Bro, I have never seen somebody get roll calls in the 7th inning. Never in my life. There's Juan Soto, and he's turning around, acknowledge. I've never seen it in my life, bro. They love that guy. Pre-game, like, the fans are like loudly cheering. Like, bro, I watched Aaron Judge for 6 years. We love Aaron Judge. Man.
Yeah, Washington Heights. My man said he was going to be there.
I've said it on the show before. When you see me in July with a Team Dominican jersey on, don't say nothing to me. Just don't mind your business. Just walk past. Just mind your business. Like, it is what it is. Just mind your business. Don't say nothing to me, because I got to do what I got to do. But no, the energy in the stadium I've been to 4 games. Yeah, the energy in the stadium was great. Can't complain.
No, that's what's up. I haven't been to the city yet. I'm definitely going to go. I think I'm going to try to go for the end of this month. I think the Giants should be in town. I don't know. I'm definitely going to try to go towards the end of this month. Not in a rush to go to Citi Field. Nothing wrong with Citi Field. Just early in the season, the Mets had a slow start. Finally, we just won the series.
The weather stinks.
Yeah, the weather's bad. Yeah.
The weather's bad.
You can't be ass and You know, I just
Bro,
did that with the
weather
Jets.
is
We're
ass.
not
I
doing
went
that
outside
again.
yesterday. Like, first of all, I had half a mind to go out there with just my jersey on and a t-shirt because it said it was 65 degrees, brother. I was like, all right, it's a night game. It's gonna be colder later. You know, I go outside, but I'm like, where the fuck is it 65 degrees? This is not sick. This is the worst dreary bullshit ass 65 degrees I've ever heard of in my life. Like, the weather is just it stinks.
Right.
But
See, the Yankees are winning, so like I wouldn't mind going to City Field if the Mets would start off winning.
Oh, that's the point.
You know, hey,
that's 100% the point. Like, if this was the '99 Mets, yeah, you stand out there and you suck it up. Yeah, it's cold. This is the 2024 Mets who are well. No, I'm not going to throw dirt on them.
They're getting there.
You know, I'm not going to throw dirt on them. That team's not very good. We understand that. It's not a very good team. Like, they could get to like mediocre, but they're not a very good team. We understand this.
I was told the team ERA was 2 something or whatever. I'm being told the pitching's not the problem. It's the offense, and I want to
say they average like before the Braves series. I want to say we averaged like 2 runs a game. It might be more than that, but it was like I can't remember. It was like they scored 18 runs in 9 games, something stupid like that. I can't remember, but then they just they put up like because baseball 16, yeah. They put up 16 today. They teed off
runs
on,
today. I think they lost against I forgot who was pitching, but they lost. I think they lost yesterday in extras. I think it was like 9-8 or 8-7, and then they won the other game like 8-7, something like that. So they scored a bunch of runs against Atlanta, who was the first place team. They won the series, so we got time. 5-7, so it's a long ass season. It's not even like you said, it's not even nice out yet. So long season. We're gonna see, but let's start the show.
You are now tuned in to the Middle Initial Podcast, bitch. Now everybody pod nowadays, but it pays when you listen to Jude, Kevin, Case, and in case you missed it, get your spirits lifted. Man, New York's getting covered just to be specific. When the beast will kick it, you get back. Yeah, listen one time, I promise you come back. Now we switching up a topic, you know that we come pack. And I don't want to say it, but bitch, we want blacks. In fact, we need that. Cause ain't nobody talk like the boys. It don't matter who you like or employ. We've been the best for a minute. Big brains could've went to MIT, but we like talking shit. Here's the MIP.
Yeah, shout out to I Am Thor for the best podcast intro in the game. I'm your boy Andrew L. Case. This is Kevin A. Lewis. And let's start with the, I guess the biggest topic of the day, man. Orenthal.
What is this caption?
Orenthal.
Yo, what is this caption?
Yeah.
What is this?
Hey, listen. I didn't want to say rest in peace.
What is this, bro? Rest somewhere, bro. What is this?
I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to say rest in peace. I didn't want to say rest in piss. He's a polarizing person, right? So
what's funny is I don't really know why he's polarizing. I really don't.
Well, I know why.
Let me walk that back. I know why he's polarizing. He should
not polarizing to you.
Sorry, but he should not be polarizing. OJ was a bad human being. Like, what are we doing? He was a bad human being, bro. Like, he very likely killed 2 people. Then he wrote a book detailing, after he got off the case, detailing, like, what if I killed these people? He was a bad. Then we had the whole aggravated assault later down the road. He was a bad person. Like, he was really good at football. Great.
Well, that part, I don't blame him for the latter part. You know, trying to get his stuff back.
Oh, he got his comeuppance. That's all that was. He got his comeuppance.
Yeah. That was his. Yeah, that like the book ending for me is I wasn't old enough, or I wasn't around for the OJ that people loved until later on. Like, so OJ was just this dude. He was just a god, a football god. Legend in USC. Rushed for 2,000 yards in the NFL in 14 games. Like, it wasn't done. Right? OJ Simpson was just the guy. So beloved. He transitions his football career into acting. He does the Lethal Weapon, he does commercials, he's box office. There's no one you could compare him to at that time because there was a sense of uniqueness. I would say Jim Brown, but Jim Brown was more militant. OJ was the antithesis of who Jim Brown was. It was everything Jim Brown was as far as like outside of the military stuff, but being a beloved football player in college, playing for a franchise in the Cleveland Browns, being phenomenal what he does, and then leave. But he leaves early to go fight in the war, or whatever. But then comes back to become an actor, and then here's OJ, same thing, beloved, but not militant, but becomes this actor, stuff like that. People love him. People love OJ Simpson, or they loved him at that time. So, if you're old enough to remember the chase, throughout Los Angeles, if you're old enough to remember that. The funny thing about that is, and I said it today, he did that shit with no traffic.
Yeah, bro.
You're downtown. I don't know where he was in Los Angeles. There was no traffic at all. There was no bumper to bumper. It wasn't backed up. Al Collins was just driving all over California. But it was so crazy because then, if you watch the what you call it, with Cuba Gooding Jr. If you watch the documentary and you get to see that people were cheering him on to go, run, or like people were following this, like, yo, we can't believe this is true. We can't believe this is you. We can't believe this happened or whatever. The case was box office. The case had better ratings than NBA playoffs. Like it was just like everybody was tuned in. They would leave shows in the middle of a show. You know what I mean? If Martin was on Living Single, we breaking coverage.
Yes,
we're gonna go watch OJ. Like it dominated. But what people don't realize, and I say for this reason why it's polarizing, around the time of the case, for those who don't know, prior to that was the Rodney King beatings. And the Rodney King being by the LAPD, and LAPD being on fire for how they treat people led to the LA riots. And the state of California and the city of Los Angeles did not want that on their hands. And not because OJ didn't do it. It was because of circumstances surrounding it, like Mark Furman being a flat out racist. and like he was like, Mark Furman was probably the main reason why, OJ got off, but also the LAPD themselves, who contaminated the crime scene, like the shit that they were just doing on the crime scene. Like, you know what I mean? It appeared like, hey, there's blood here, there's blood there, there's blood everywhere. We don't know if it came off the officer's shoes or whatever case it be, mismanaging DNA evidence. Your key witness is a cokehead, and Kato Kalin. Their key witness was a cokehead. And his testimony was all over the place. There was no way you could have made OJ Simpson guilty at that time. There was no way.
Because no matter what you think, you have to prove it, bro. And they just didn't.
And not only that, you have to prove it. You had to prove it after the fact. A man got beaten on camera.
Yep.
In front of the entire nation, and nothing. They got off like four cops got off scot-free or something like that. Like there was no way they could have. There was no way they could have sentenced him guilty without the evidence being like, okay, this is the murder weapon. These are his prints. Kato heard you, saw you come in. Like, it had to be so airtight. And because they couldn't get them to make it airtight, he got off. And I'm going to say got off because, again, we don't know. It's possible. How percentages work, I don't know. They had a theory that his son did it. There's some other theories floating around his books.
Yeah, a lot of theories, yeah.
Yeah, you guys could delve in and get into that part. The fact, and this is I'm going to let Kev take over the audacity part of this, is OJ coming back and being on social media.
Bro. Bro, because here's the thing, man. Like, there are a lot of kids a lot of 20, 23, so who probably saw OJ Simpson and saw him parading himself on social media and didn't know anything about his background. I'm talking about going back to him being a football player, him being a murderer, allegedly, and on down the line. But yes, OJ there's something that's so American about a potential killer just walking around and because he smiles a lot and he sounds like a charming individual, he probably is a charming individual or was a charming individual, that he could just just walk around and tweet among us like everything is normal, and we're just supposed to take this like everything is normal. And for a while, it was like people would just engage with OJ like he was not on trial for double murder. Like it's, I mean, it's the Snoop Dogg thing is a little bit similar. Like obviously, I'm not comparing the two murder cases for a lot of 100 obvious fucking reasons. But Snoop was on trial for murder.
Murder was the case that they gave.
Right. Like Snoop was on trial for murder. And like all these years later, Snoop is doing country albums. Snoop is on TV with Martha Stewart. So like, and Snoop became a wholesome household figure in a way that feels fucking impossible if you were alive in 1995. It feels impossible. Like if you told somebody in 1995, yo, Snoop Dogg will be one of the most marketable people in America in 2024. They'd have told you you were fucking crazy. And yet that happened. And yes, OJ is a lower scale, obviously, for a lot of reasons. But bro, he just came back and he was just tweeting, he would, take care. And hey, Twitter world, it's me. And it was just, he had a lot of followers. Everybody acted like this shit was fucking normal. And it was insane. He was just assimilating into the culture like that. And it was fucking insane. It really was.
Yeah, it was like watching it felt so surreal because we haven't really seen him much after the fact, you know what I mean? And then it was like, oh, OJ's golfing. But then it's like, hey, Twitter world. I'm like, whoa, lack of awareness, bro. Like, it's like
he was doing it once a week, bro. Hey, Twitter world, it's me. It's like, yeah, you the killer, bro.
And people ate it up. I mean, he blocked. I know if you can see his social media, he blocked a ton of people because they were making the jokes and the comments. But the fact that he came back, like you mentioned Snoop Dogg, right? And Snoop Dogg is moving like somebody who knew he'd be the murder, right? He's moving like, yo, I'm gonna do everything I can because if they ever open that up, go back. Right. Like he's moving like somebody who'd be the murder. But it's interesting. But Otis is a polarizing figure. People love him. People hate him. People love to hate him. I'm indifferent because I remember the time I cheered as a young child that he was innocent, and I can't go back and change that. I watched Naked Gun. He was in the Naked Gun movies. I watched the Hertz commercial. He was jumping over shit in the airport and juking people. He was beloved. My mother was a big, big fan of OJ. I mean, she rested in peace. A huge fan of OJ Simpson. And even when she saw the verdict, the whole thing, she was like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I mean? It's just that it's just a product of those times. We have cases going on right now, but YSL, and we had cases with who just said Tax Stone and guys like that. And those cases for the younger crowd or this generation was big. It was not
nothing.
Nothing was.
Yo, they stopped the NBA finals, bro.
They stopped the finals.
The NBA finals to fucking show
nobody cared.
Hard case.
Right.
There's never gonna be another. Period.
Nobody
There's never going to be another, bro. Never. Like they stopped the NBA finals, bro, to watch this man driving his fucking Bronco on the highway.
Right.
That's never going to happen again. We whoever case you want to bring, it's never going to happen like that.
Never. It would have to be because first of all, you have to understand that OJ was beloved first. You have to
he was a star.
He was beloved. He was a star.
He was a star.
He was able to marry a white woman with the least amount of resistance. And we're talking about like Nicole Brown being like,
we're talking about
I don't even know, in the 80s. And Lily White, like she's blonde, whatever. And it was nothing. Nobody batted an eye. That's how OJ was that loved. You know what I mean? I saw some stuff people say, oh, well, the black people, he turned his back on his community. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Well, no, he didn't. Can anyone tell me where OJ Simpson is from? And what community he turned his back on? Where's OJ Simpson from?
I mean, turning his back on the community, that implies that he was with us in the first place.
He's born in San Francisco, California. What community turned his back on?
Homeboy said he's not black, he's OJ. So what do you mean he turned his back? He showed you what he was. Like he said what he was. You just but he's a black man in I mean in any era, like black men are on trial for murdering a white woman. Yeah, you might get the black people who are just like, get him off the case, free him, just because he's black, right? So it's not like that part of it is fucking different. It's not, but it obviously the Rodney King stuff was happening, and it's like, yo, a lot. I bet a lot of the cheers in retrospect are just, yo, it's about time a black person beat some shit like this. Like, it doesn't matter which one. It's just about time a black person beat the rap on some shit like this, because they get to kill us all the fucking time and get off. So who cares? You know what I mean? That's probably that's a lot of what it was. Because OJ wasn't a lot of OJ didn't give a fuck about the black community. He never fucking did until he got caught up. And then all of a sudden he was in church. He was doing all kind of shit. All of a sudden he was in church. He was outside. He was wearing the kunta. He was wearing the kente. What the fuck is it called? Kente cloth. Yeah, he was out here with the
kente cloth.
With the kente cloth. Yeah, he was out here dressed like a fucking African. It was like, bro, OJ, where was this the previous fucking 10 years? Where was this? Like, we saw none of this, and you had a lot of time to show us that you cared about the black community.
OJ had commercials for. OJ had commercials for isotoner gloves. He had commercials for Hertz. He had commercials for like the whitest things of that era. Like he was the go-to black person to put the white products on.
Like he was what Russell Wilson is. He was the safe Negro. That's what he was. Like, let's call it what it is. He was the safe Negro to white people. I'm talking about specifically white people. He was the safe Negro to them. They like him because he speaks a certain way,
and he let them down.
Yes. Exactly. That changed his standing with white people forever.
Yeah, he let them down, and he had to be embraced by us, because people who loved him for the commercial stuff. Again, I wasn't old enough to know how good OJ was at football. I didn't know how good he was at football for a long time. I just knew he was in a couple of my favorite movies that I like to laugh at, and he was in the commercials that I've seen before. But he was just this dude, man. He was the dude apparently, and nobody was bigger than him at that time, especially as like, say, black celebrity, whatever, because this is before Michael Jordan and stuff like that. And as much as Magic was Magic, he still was an OJ. You know what I mean? So, and I'll tell you. That says a lot. If you know who Magic Johnson is, OJ, like OJ, if Magic Johnson was at a party, more than likely he saw OJ there. More than likely. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's just like he's a figure. People feel a certain way. Again, that's why I said rest somewhere, bro. Like, he's a college football Hall of Famer. He's an NFL Hall of Famer. You can't take that away from him. You know what I mean? They're not going to take him out the history. They could have ample time to take him out and say, no, you can't do that. They're not taking away from him. They're not, I can't pronounce the word. Being posthumous. How do you pronounce that, Kev? After he passed away posthumously.
I honestly don't know how to pronounce it. Like, I remember looking that up a while ago, and I don't remember how to.
Yeah, posthumous, whatever. POSTHUMOUS. They're not taking it from him. So only thing we can do now is
it says posthumous, which debate. I don't know that feels wrong, but that's what it says. Yeah.
But there's only we can't debate anything else besides whether you like them or not. If you didn't like them, to me personally, I don't care if you didn't like them. I don't care. Oh, he's a piece of shit. I personally don't care if you didn't like him. You know what I mean? I don't care if you did like him. And that's the thing about being polarizing. People are going to like him. People don't believe he did it, or there's other things going on, and people hate him, and if he was the worst human being in the world. Me personally, I don't care. I stand in the middle and say I was there. I remember it. I was cheering for him to get off.
Hey man, I got my killer. I got many killer jokes off. So I'm not gonna sit because I don't take anything seriously because I'm that person. But yeah, I mean, I don't really. Did I like OJ? No. Was I gonna have debates with people about whether I liked it? But no, for fucking what, bro? No, he might have killed somebody however many fucking years ago, bro. Great. Right. Like, we all have our thoughts. Right. We all have our opinions. I'm not going to go back and forth with somebody who likes OJ Simpson or doesn't like OJ Simpson, because guess what? Nobody's changing nobody's mind, and we will never know if he killed those people. We just have educated guesses.
Right.
So,
And,
it is what it is.
and leave it at that. So rest. That's why I said rest somewhere, OJ. It was a hell of a life.
Yeah, he's looking up,
Moving on.
smiling.
Show me the money. This Shohei Ohtani saga is not going away anytime soon. And the price, yesterday's price, is not today's price. Because it has been revealed that his interpreter has stolen, what we thought was 4.5. They said he stole upwards of $16 million from this man.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, maybe it's a black thing. Maybe it's a black thing, Kev.
Mm-hmm.
How much money can your account be missing before you go, wait a minute, that ain't right? How much money can
it's definitely not a black. It's not a black
say
thing.
That.
It's not a black thing. This is a civilian thing. I don't think this is a black. This is a civilian thing. I don't think this is just us. I don't think it's just white people. This is because yes. I think I think if you're talking about, and this is why the people who are talking about like, I can't believe how did Shohei not know $16 million. First of all, we don't even have a time frame. We don't know how long this is going on. It could have been going on 4 years. It could have been going on 2 years. It could have been going on 1 year. We don't fucking know. Second of all, $16 million to Shohei Ohtani. I don't know what the conversion is to what that would be to us, like based on what we make. But it's like if $100 was missing from your account, there's a lot of people that could get by, that could sneak by. A lot of people that can sneak by. I'm not saying $16 million is $100, but Shohei's not starving, bro. It wouldn't shock me if Shohei just paid his bills, went out to his little dinners, bought whatever house and stayed in the house, and he wasn't really concerned about what was going in or coming out of his bank account because he was good. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody's like us, where I'm watching consciously my bank account stuff, or anybody else who is a civilian and not fucking a multi-fucking millionaire.
Kev, I'm telling you right now,
and
I'm putting it out there for the listeners. If the Ascension Podcast Network, Middle Initial Podcast, ever has a deal, and we're entering the precipice of being millionaires, I'm checking my whatever. I don't know what type of account millionaires have, because I'm pretty sure it's not a Citibank or a Chase account. Whatever account it is, I'm.
Hey man, listen.
Right here, I'm calling my accountant.
Look, and one wouldn't blame you for that because it's hard to trust people. Number one, and obviously, like banks, bank mistake, all kind of shit happens. So like, I wouldn't blame you one bit. But like with the Shohei story, it's like everybody's acting like this is unbelievable. Bro, we've seen this happen before. Now, maybe not like the gambling aspect is the different part of it. But like, bro, Kevin Garnett got defrauded out of $80 million. $80 million. $80 million. AT, bro. AT.
But wasn't that somebody coming to him about like a business? Like he's trying to like invest in
No,
like
that was his accountant. Like no, his fucking accountant took him for a ride. His account was stealing from his accountant took him for a fucking ride, and I believe he took from Tim Duncan too. Because one, taking $80 million wasn't, that's insane, by the way. But yes, he got defrauded out of $80 million. Like this stuff probably happens more than we think it happens. Not probably. It
listen,
more than we think it happens.
It does happen.
The gambling thing raises people's alarm bells for giving. I mean, for a lot of obvious reasons. I don't think we need to go into that. The gambling thing raises a lot of alarm bells. If we just started off with homeboy stole $16 million from him and we're just doing whatever with it, I don't think we're not having the same conversation. It started with the gambling and we landed here, and hence the cynicism everybody has because they believe that now the FBI is protecting Shohei. And let me tell you, that's unlikely.
No.
Very fucking unlikely. No. I know we like a good conspiracy, some more than others, right? Understood? But, bro, the FBI is not covered up for nobody. They don't give a fuck about no Shohei Ohtani. If they caught him doing some foul shit, he would have been dealt with. That's how this goes. They don't have no fucking horse in the ring. If MLB was doing the investigation, fine. They were not. The feds were. The feds are not protecting Shohei Ohtani because he's really good at baseball. That once the feds get involved, it's about as impartial as you could expect. And yes, I know. But you trust the government? Listen, they don't have nothing to gain here.
there's nothing to gain by protecting Shohei Ohtani. I think what bothers people the most though is the person who was stealing it. It wasn't his account; it was his interpreter. And I think that's the thing that's kind of bothering everybody. Like, all right, an accountant can tell you anything, and like to your point about civilian, right?
Yeah.
When I get paid, I look. Hey, I got my direct deposit. I go to my ADP, whatever thing, and look at my pay stub. Okay, that seems to be in order. If I was missing $50, I'm gonna complain about it, right? But to be a multimillionaire, there are people who handle that stuff, and sometimes money leaves your account because you don't know how much stuff you're invested in, right? Oh, what's this for? What's this write-off for? Oh, this is this. Because remember, your account is supposed to make sure that you got money coming in, your bills are paid, and the money going out is either make you more money or paying people who are protecting your money or whatever the case may be. So you're not tracking every single dollar. And I can imagine that the more money you make, the harder it is to track all of your money. But on the flip side of that, it's your interpreter taking this money over a certain amount of time. I think they said for 3 years. And then he was losing. Do you see how much money that he lost? And he lost like 40 million.
Yes, bro. He's in the hole like $30 million, I think it was.
I think it's like $40 million he's in the hole. I was like, all right, you're gambling. You're not good at it neither, bro. Like, I mean, I know I'm not good at gambling, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm not gambling millions of dollars away either. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're terrible.
Like, bro, I take 2 losses and I want to stop, bro. Like, this guy is losing $40 million. Like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna get my lick back today, goddamn. I'm gonna get it all back today.
Put the needle between my toes. Let's go.
And I mean, there is a sad aspect to the story because Homeboy is clearly a gambling addict. So, like, clearly, like everything you read points to him being a fucking gambling addict, and he's likely going to prison. So, there's a sad element to the story. But I mean, at the same time, he is if what is said is true, which I have no reason to believe that it's not. Homeboy is a criminal. He deserves to go to prison. So it's not like I'm not crying no tears, but like, yeah, it's sad all around. It's sad.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story, man. And I mean, I personally don't think Shohei didn't know anything. I don't completely absolve him from, because again, it's not his accountant, it's his it's his interpreter. And then of course they said, well, he bailed him out. Well, not all of it. He bailed him out. I guess some of it or whatever. He was aware of some of it or something like that. I don't know.
I don't believe that he was. I don't believe that he was completely unaware either. I don't. That part, I don't believe. I don't believe that part at all.
Right. Yeah. It had to be some sort of. But hey, who knows? More will come out in the ranks. Shohei's going to be paid until he's 70 years old. It makes great conversation. It makes for great conversation.
It's a funny story. Overall,
yeah, it's a funny story, and the only thing that is I see, and I've been saying it for a while, sports teams are really going to crack down on this gambling thing, and in a way where like I said it before, if you're not going to be able to participate in gambling if you play for a team or if you work for a team in any capacity, and it's not going to be an exception to where I play football, I can gamble on basketball. No, as long as you're employed by this organization, they're going to start telling people you can't gamble. This is going to happen to be that because. You got people stealing from organizations. You got a whoever is like I don't believe a low tier, mid tier employee stealing from the Jaguars. You have an interpreter stealing from the star player, the face of the league. You got
a fucking basketball player like actively trying to fix results. So yeah,
right, yeah, like it's a lot. It's a lot, and eventually, I think when somebody in NCAA already started cracking down, like, hey, these guys can't gamble. We're gonna pull parlays off of NCAA. I think it was basketball, or something like that. But yeah, it's one of those things where, hey man, if you're a civilian, you can gamble as much as you want. If you're a millionaire player, no, because what's the next thing is going to happen. The next thing that happens is somebody gonna catch a bullet, and when that happens, forget about it. You know what I mean? Because people have gotten. I remember the Jamal Crawford story. We all know the Michael Jordan story. There's been other stories as well about the underbelly. This is in the 90s and early 2000s and stuff like that. We know what happened with Antoine Walker. He regrets gambling with Jordan. Regrets. Barkley, you know what I mean? Barkley, addicted to gambling and stuff like that. A lot of people, man, who have gambling debts. And it's And when you're making millions of dollars and you get these game checks for like $500,000 every 2 weeks or every other week or every 3 days, however they get paid out, bro, is anybody thinking this money's going to run out? Is anybody thinking, oh, I'll be in debt? People might be thinking, you know what? Let me chill for a bit. I'll accumulate $1 million within a couple of weeks and just pay that off. Like, I'm good for it. I just signed a 4-year deal worth 130 million. Like, you know the money's there, and that's why guys get the longer leash, because they know that, hey, didn't this dude just sign a 4-year deal worth 130 million? We're not gonna kill him.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
No,
right.
no, I'm saying like just like got players. I mean, we were talking about recently. What's the name just signed a
Drew,
4-year, $132 million section.
Yeah,
yeah, in Boston. So, hey man, it's something. It's definitely something. Moving on. WNBA draft. Caitlin Clark, please leave Caitlin alone. Please leave Caitlin alone. She's all right. Everything, not everything, but what I've been saying and angling for to happen is happening. Caitlin Clark, they're gearing up to make Caitlin Clark the face of the league. They want her to be the face of the league. That's just what it is, right? We know what it is. The WNBA commissioner came up and said, "Yo, show me the money." She came up and basically said, "Hey, you see what's happening. You see the ratings in college." And people are like, what does college have to do with WNBA? No, idiots. The college players who are popular now, who are making money now, who are graduating to go play in the WNBA, they're going to be the faces of the league. The Angel Reese, the Clarks, whoever other players of the world, they're going to be the face of the league. And Caitlin Clark is spearheading. Yes, Caitlin Clark is spearheading. And Diana Taurasi made her statement. Cheryl Swoops made her statement. Oh, it's not going to be easy. It's competition.
Cheryl Swoops said a whole bunch of goofy shit about her too. Like the whole "it's not going to be easy" is true, but like she said a whole bunch of people were like, "Oh, why are you guys so bad at Cheryl? She's speaking the truth." Like, no, it was everything but the truth that she said, bro. Like, yes, it's going to be hard for a rookie to adjust. No shit.
Right.
It's the rest of the stuff that she said that was like, what the fuck are you talking about? But carry on.
Right. But I get it. I had to, or if you subscribe to the Patreon, become a patron. You see my 101 with Chris Williamson. We go into depth about Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and WNBA and women's basketball. So if you want to check out that in-depth conversation, you won't catch it on YouTube. It's only on my Patreon. Sign up for my Patreon, and we hear me talk to Chris Williamson of CBS about what we talk about now. But my thing is, if you're the commissioner, and we're talking about the televised games, Caitlin Clark has to succeed. For the sake of the league, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand what's going on. Yes, we know Breanna Stewart and everybody else paved the way, and Caitlin Clark is on the shoulders of these Black women. We know that, right? But we also know that we live in America, and we see with Venus and Sharapova. Venus was the best, the most dominant force in women's tennis, and her endorsement money paled in comparison to Maria Sharapova. She beat her 19 times and lost once.
You mean Serena, but yes.
Serena. I say Serena?
No, you said Venus.
My bad. My bad. Serena.
Yeah.
19-1 against Maria Sharapova. 19 wins. And people will call it everything outside of a child of God because how she looks, which was fine. Serena was a beautiful Black woman. Full bag of chips back there. In every rapper's videos and songs, right? My second said that she would have ass like Serena. You know what I mean? Hey, man, we know who Serena Williams was, but they didn't like that. And you know who the they is? White men. White men did not like Serena Williams. White men in media did not like Serena Williams. White women in media did not like Serena Williams. They liked Sharapova, though. Sharapova was marketable. Not saying Sharapova wasn't attractive. She was.
Right.
But she couldn't win. She wasn't winning. Caitlin Clark may not have won the NCAA tournament, but she is the all-time scorer. And she is clearly what white people want to see. And in this game we play called life, Kev, we play the percentages. If the white dudes wanted to see Angel Reese and the white people wanted to see Angel Reese, then Angel Reese will be the face of the league. She got a national championship, but guess what? It came at the expense of Caitlin Clark, and they love Caitlin Clark. Y'all want fairness. I get it. I want fairness.
Life ain't fair, bro.
Life ain't fair, bro.
Life ain't fair, and it's a business. Like Caitlin Clark is marketable for a lot of reasons. Now, I will say before I start talking about her, and I'll be careful with my words here, but the thing with the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese thing, and I always see those comparisons. Angel Reese isn't close to as good at basketball, so I'm not exactly sure like what. This is not shade to Reese; she's good, but I've watched both of them play basketball. We all have watched both of them play basketball. Strip the bullshit away. Just look at them play basketball. One of them is clearly in a different tier than the other. We don't have to do this now. Caitlin Clark. The thing with Caitlin Clark is she's a white American. White Americans get the ratings and the marketability. They get it popping in basketball. That's how this works. I personally think Caitlin Clark and how we view her in the basketball sphere is similar to what we do with Eminem. Eminem was clearly really good at rapping. I'm not here to argue with you. He's not necessarily for me. I don't think his music has a lot of replay value. But in the moment, I'm not going to pretend like he wasn't dope in the moment. He was a dope rapper. He can rap, right? Did Eminem get a boost because he's white? Fuck yes, he did. We don't have to lie. Of course he did. It would be impossible. It would be anti-American if somebody who was white in black people's spaces doing well didn't get a boost. It would be impossible for that not to be the fucking case. Caitlin Clark, similar things are happening. This is not to take anything away from Caitlin Clark. I know people have trouble putting words together and like to derive a message from sentences that aren't fucking there. This is not taking nothing away from Caitlin Clark. Hell, Caitlin Clark made me pay attention to women's basketball. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, she did. She and the Liberty being good. I watched more women's basketball the last calendar year than I've ever watched in my life. So you're definitely not going to hear nothing from me on that front, right? She's excellent at her job, and she's a white American. That's what that's what it's going to be, man. There's a reason Larry Bird was at the forefront of saving the fucking NBA. Because he's a white American. And Magic is just Magic. Everybody loves Magic. Magic is Magic. But without Bird, I don't know if that goes the same way. Because they were synonymous with each other.
There's no story. It's
right. Like, I don't know if that goes the same way without Larry Bird. And I mean from the perspective, like, if his rival was a black two guard instead, I'm not sure we're here. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, Larry Bird, the whole country rallied around Larry Bird because that's how we do it with white American basketball players, man. That's how we do it. But the WNBA players being bitter, I get it. Because Caitlin Clark is not the best women's basketball player I've ever seen. She's not the best women's you could argue she's not the best women's basketball player the last 5 years. You can make all these arguments are true. That's fine. The fact of the matter is, we have never seen a player like her. Does that mean that she's the best? No. But Caitlin Clark is people like long range shooting, and we've never seen a woman pulling from fucking 30 feet all the time. Like, quite literally, I'm not saying this like hyperbole. No, we've never seen a woman pull from the men's 3-point line distance all the time. She does that. Do I understand why, like, Diana Taurasi just seemed like she hates everybody, to be fair. Like, Kelsey Plum told a story where
she does.
Kelsey Plum told a story where she must have got an offensive rebound. She backed it out because she saw Taurasi on her, and she was like, "Oh, I'm a blow past her old ass." And then so Taurasi like clotheslined her, gave her a flagrant foul. So like, no, you're not. But yeah, that's Diana Taurasi. Like she just seems like the crotchety old bitch. Like that's what Diana Taurasi seems to be. So like whatever to that. But like the other bitter commentary, not even from WNBA players, but like from just people, fans in general. I kind of feel like most of it is missing the point. Like we're making this a race thing. Yes, race definitely boosts her profile. Not here to argue. This is not boosting like Mac McClung. Like I don't know why I pulled him out, but let's go with it. It's not like boosting Mac McClung or TJ McConnell or some shit like that. This is not that. She's incredible, and she just happens to be getting a boost because she's white. She's Eminem. It's the same shit. Eminem was incredible at rapping. It was incredible at rapping. If Eminem was black, his career doesn't go the same way. It don't, because he'd be marketable to far less people. Caitlin Clark could get the 60-year-old white man in Des Moines to pay attention in a way that Angel Reese can't. That's life. It's not fair all the time. It's life.
Yeah, I mean, and it puts a scope on how things go. And I think, rather than being offended, and I'm not saying that, I'm not suggesting to anybody, I'm talking about myself personally, rather than being offended that they didn't cover the other players from the past and whatever, they're like paying them homage because of whatever. Rather than that, I'm looking at it like we've been debating what the WNBA needed for a long time, right? To boost awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've heard people say make the ball even smaller, because already smaller than a regular NBA size ball. Make the hoops 8 foot or 7 foot so we can see dunking and all that stuff. Guess what? None of that bullshit had to happen. You know what had to happen? Some good ass basketball had to happen.
Yeah.
Some attention grabbing basketball. And if it's Caitlin Clark who's leading the forefront for the WNBA to get the attention, to get the money and the respect that it deserves, just fold your arms and shut the fuck up. But you can't. But you can't be so invested into beating her down before she makes the league, and then beating her when she gets into the league. Because guess what? If Caitlin fails, the league fails, because the fans are telling you who they want to see, who they want to blow up. I'm not saying make it easy for her. I'm just saying maybe take the time to think about it. We shouldn't be like, you know what I mean? I get it. Like, when LeBron was a rookie, came in, and idiots like Darius Miles said, we don't need LeBron. We don't need LeBron on our team. Boom, blah.
Yes, the team that had the number one pick, by the way. They didn't need him.
Right. We don't need LeBron.
Right, guys.
We don't need LeBron.
Yes, you guys. Yes, you don't need him. Yes,
right.
You got us.
You guys are out of the league. Right. You guys are out of the league in like the next 3-4 years. You guys are out of the league anyway. Of course, there's a level of saying somebody has a lot riding on their backs going into the league, and no other person than LeBron had the most, because he came out of high school, he skipped college, and was going to play as an 18-year-old, being the chosen one of the king.
Bro, they asked that man. Bro, Bob Costas asked that man. Bob Costas asked that man, bro. You realize that there are a lot of people who think if you're not an inner circle Hall of Famer, you are a bust. Right. Like, that was a real thing. Like, Bob didn't just pull that shit out. Like, yo, if LeBron was not at worst like a top, let's say 20 player of all time, he was a bust. That's how much hype he fucking had, bro. Like, it was different.
Right. And he came in, his rookie season was decent. It wasn't like a record-breaking rookie season. Like, I easily say Wembanyama's having a better rookie season than LeBron did. There's a lot of guys who had a better rookie seasons than LeBron did. But what followed after that was 19 plus years of supreme dominance.
Yep.
And taking the league into the next plane. And the league needed LeBron to succeed. Just like WNBA needs Caitlin Clark to succeed. So I get the backlash. I understand everything, but this needs to work. You want Caitlin to earn it, but you also need her. And if I'm Angel Reese, on the flip side of things, I'm calling Magic Johnson. And you know why I'm calling Magic Johnson? Because the Magic Johnson didn't win Rookie of the Year. Larry Bird did.
Yes.
And they have a college rivalry too. But Magic Johnson won the NBA Finals. He won a ring, and he smiled, the big smile, and people hate. Remember, they said Kareem hated him. They said Kareem hated him. He did not like Magic Johnson. Angel Reese, they're going to attack you regardless, sweetheart. Yeah. They're going to attack you regardless. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying smile. I'm saying embrace the villain role. Embrace it. Go in there, grind, and win a championship before she does. Make it neck to neck for Rookie of the Year. But because every league needs a villain. And if they love Caitlin Clark and they hate you, embrace that shit. Because love and
hate gets eyes to the TVs. Hate gets eyes to the TVs.
We gonna love you. We gonna love you. We got your back. But they gonna hate you. You did this. They was mad, but you won. You won, right?
Joe from Long Island's not gonna like this.
He's not gonna like that shit.
Joe from Long Island, the WFAN caller, is not gonna like this. But Joe from Long Island might tune in to see Caitlin Clark try and bust your ass, right? That's the game. That's the game.
But the real niggas gonna love it. The real niggas is gonna love it. That's the thing. So embrace it because the WNBA needs it. It needs a yin and a yang. And Magic Johnson and Larry Bird didn't hate each other. They disliked each other, whatever rivalry, but they didn't hate each other. They don't hate each other now. You know,
it was just competitive angst. So it was.
Right. We don't think you guys hate each other or whatever case may be. We don't want to be a black and white thing. But guess what? In America, in 2024, we know what it is. We see the people running for president. We hear the stories. We know what's going on. We just had a conversation about OJ. We know what it is. We know what it is. Be the villain. Be the villain. And let's get this league going. Let's get some more teams in the mix so we can start having deeper drafts. So it won't be a 41-year-old point guard who should be retired, bad mouthing a 20-year-old who about to enter the league. Tarazi, you've been here. You're 41 years old. Come on now.
She's been playing for what, like 22 years, bro?
She's been playing for mad long.
She's been playing for mad long.
You still contribute. At least you're not Udonis Haslem. You still contribute. I'll give you that.
All right. Let's leave Udonis alone.
No.
Let's leave Udonis alone. He contributed in his own special way. That make it sound like a Make-A-Wish kid. Never mind, bro. Never mind, man. I'll take that back. That makes him sound worse than what you said. Never mind, bro. I'll take it back.
But hey, don't avoid beef because avoiding beef turns you nothing but a vegetarian.
J. Coleslaw avoiding beef.
J. Coleslaw. To beef. Wow. Listen, man. Shout out, man. I'm not. We got to talk about it. And for those who know me, you know, I'm not saying my loyalty's lied to, but Dreamville has done very well for one of my brothers. And, you know, some of us have reaped the benefits of being associated with Dreamville and be able to go to Dreamville Fest and stuff like that. So shout out. But this is hip hop. This is hip hop. You guys, you and Kendrick have been sending shots to each other for years. For years. For those who know hip hop. And it's friendly shots. Now, I don't know if the like that was directly directed at you 20%, 30%. I can say the coughing out the mouth part was directed at you. And, you know, fuck the big threes, this big me. Directed at both of y'all. But I say Kendrick sent you a little he didn't you know what I mean? Your way. But he's been shooting at Drake for long. We already know his real target is. You just stood too close to the nigga he don't like. You know what I mean? And sometimes when you stand too close to a nigga, you start to look like the ops. That's all. I'm a big Kendrick fan. You just start to look like the ops. That's all it is. You stand too close to him. So you send a little, don't stand too close. You might get hit. But you didn't back down, no. You dropped a surprise joint. You know what I mean? Which is fire, by the way. Y'all make sure y'all check out that new J. Cole, was it mixtape, whatever it is. You know what I mean? You dropped the joint. It was fire. You dropped it was fire. Um, I believe it's called Might Delete Later. And then you opened up on well, you took the track. I wanted to say what track number it was, brother. You took the track down, brother. You took the track down, brother. Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You went on stage at the Dreamville Fest and told everybody you was tripping. I'm tripping, man. That's my bro. That's my dog. I ain't beefing with that, man. I wanted to get
Make
lined.
some noise if you love Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to get lined up with God. Listen, man. Hip hop is a sport. Nobody thought y'all two was going to go to blows. Nobody thought it was going to be some shootout or whatever. We were just waiting for Kendrick to respond, if he was going to respond. I don't know anything behind the scenes. I'm not going to pretend like I know anything behind the scenes. And the stuff that I do know, I'm not going to repeat because I'm in a privileged position to know a few things, and I'm going to keep that to myself. But I will say this. In this sport, we love to see it, man. It's a clash of the titans. Yeah, Jay-Z and Nas had a little issue, and Jay-Z mom told him, "Hey, man, Super Ugly ain't it." She did. He said, "Super Ugly ain't it." You know what I mean? They had some real street beef too. Jungle and all them other dudes, and what's his name? Money Bags. What's his name? Not H Money Bags. The other dudes. It was the real Money Bags. Whatever. Rest in peace. But nobody thought it was going that direction, bro. We just wanted to hear hip hop needs y'all to have a back and forth and sharpen swords. Y'all could have pieced it up and went on tour after that. Nobody cared about that. We wanted to hear y'all niggas rap.
I mean, Drake and Meek Mill did that.
And the thing with the Drake and Meek Mill thing, Drake did it so calculated. It was like, damn, by the time he responded, nobody cared. But he responded multiple times. But nobody cared at that point. But they pieced it up after. Y'all could have pieced it up after. We know it's in 2024. We know who really beefing. Some little kids, the drill rappers, they beefing. But y'all know, you 40. Kendrick is pushing 40. No one is expecting y'all to go no bring guns to the spoken word event. Nobody expected that.
Listen, I don't follow hip hop that closely anymore to know what's going on in general between like Cole and Kendrick. I know Cole dropped the song. I don't know the name of it. I think you just mentioned it.
I think it was 7 minute.
I don't know the name of it. I know what he said. Like I know what he said about Kendrick. That's as far as it goes, right?
7 minute drill.
Like my thing is, first of all, the act of him, what he did, his reasoning for what he did, and then the defense of what he did are all crazy to me. Because it's all right. You said that line. You said those things about Kendrick's albums. First of all, like I don't think J. Cole was tripping when he was talking about "To Pimp a Butterfly." By the way, like I personally found that shit to be boring. Am I saying it's bad? No, I found it to be pretty fucking boring. And J. Cole, if he would have stood on that shit, at least as somebody who's a bystander in these conversations, people could have had a pretty honest conversation about what that album really was or it wasn't, right? But that aside, he said what he said. He got it off his chest. In a week, all of a sudden, he cares about his interview. Listen, people do things they regret all the time. I want to make it clear that I don't want to. I don't know if dehumanize is the word here. Like we're human. We do stuff that we regret. I get it. But I don't understand how you go from wanting in a back and forth verbal sparring match. It's not going to the streets. Like if this was going to the streets, if this was 1997 and you wanted to apologize,
understand.
Right? You're not going to the streets. This is not going to the street level. It's just y'all do your little thing in a booth, put it out, watch the social media and the fans react. And then go do what you're doing. And then if y'all want to dap it up a tour afterwards, fucking great. But
do a verses or something.
Right. In a week, we went from smoke, I want it, to I need to protect my peace.
I couldn't sleep.
In a week,
I couldn't sleep for
bro.
2 days.
Like Kendrick shot back at him, and then like Cole shot back another record, and like 2-3 months from now, you're just like, I don't want to do this no more. This is whack.
Yeah.
Fine. That would make way more sense than a week later, before Kendrick could even get a response if he was going to go that route, which I can't imagine he wouldn't have.
Right.
Before that even happens, I want to protect my peace, and then you have people defending this. Like this doesn't infuriate me like it does other people. I'm not going to pretend like I lost sleep because J. Cole didn't want to go back and forth with Kendrick Lamar. I did not. But people are like, oh, you know, as an older person, I could understand why he wanted to protect his peace. Where the fuck was this last week? It was last week. It was the week before. It was the week before that he voluntarily threw himself into some shit he could have just ignored. If it was that big a deal, you could have ignored it. Because guess who would have cared if J. Cole said nothing? What's the Keith Sweat song title? Nobody, bro. Nobody would have cared. Nobody would have cared. If J. Cole would have just did his touring and whatever J. Cole does in his spare time, read a whole bunch of books, whatever it is that J. Cole does, if he just kept doing that and said nothing, nobody would have cared. Oh, well, I understand that he's an older man now. He was old last week. He was old the week before, and he actively chose to dive fucking head first into some shit that had nothing really to do with him. It wasn't about him. He decided to make himself the main character for a brief period of time, and then he's like, "Oh, it's not sitting right on my spirit." Like, you didn't think of this shit before you put it out. You had several opportunities to not do this, by the way. Like, I'm assuming you sat in the studio, you recorded it, you then released it. I'm sure there's a process.
It's a part of the album or the mixtape might delete later.
Right, like it had to be approved. I'm sure there's a process between fucking recording it and releasing it that all went. That you had to go through all of that shit to put it on an album, and then you're telling me I want to protect my peace. Listen, if it's this way for you, because we grew up. And I hate to be the back in the day guy, but the only thing I will ever be the back in my day guy about is music. That's the only thing I'll ever, because to me, music has gotten worse.
Right.
That's just what it is. It's gotten worse for a lot of reasons, right? Like we don't develop artists anymore on all the other lists. We could go on for days. I'm gonna leave that alone. But music has gotten worse. But back in my day, like when people was beefing, they was beefing. Now, some of it ended unfortunately. That has to be added in. Like some of it got to the streets and got really nasty. Understood. Right. But at the rap level of it, it was a sport. They wanted to spar and they wanted to show you I'm better than that motherfucker. Period.
Right.
If this is how
also,
go ahead.
No, I'll say, but also when you mention the streets with the stuff that goes in the streets, what people don't realize, the stuff that happened in the streets was street related. It wasn't music related.
Right.
It wasn't like
it was a byproduct. In some cases, it was a byproduct of what was happening in the studio because people were picking sides. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. I might even go back to Biggie and Pac. Let's just say 50 Cent and Ja Rule. They're both from Queens. They both was cool with somebody. They both knew somebody that 50 didn't like and Ja liked, and the person that didn't like 50 literally tried to kill him. And 50 was like, look, I don't like anybody associated with this dude because of whatever's going on. Y'all think this is music. This is not music. This is real street shit that, you know what I mean, I had to live through. And then he just takes that philosophy with him through music industry to say, if you guys are going to try to make Ja Rule come back to life after I killed his career, then I'm going to attack you guys too. You can't help him get better. So I think it would help him, like Fat Joe and Jada Kids. I'm gonna diss y'all too and try to get y'all out the paint. Or, you know what I mean, if he has beef with Rick Ross, we gonna beat up on Gunplay and take his chain. Like that's just how his philosophy, how he carried himself because of what he experienced. In this situation, it's like, come on, man, nobody gonna fight at the Roots picnic. Nobody's sitting here like, oh my God, Cole and Trent Kendrick's about to take it. Nobody was thinking that, bro.
Nobody's thinking that.
Nobody was thinking that, bro. Yeah,
bro. Do you really want to be a rapper if this is your reaction to like rap related beef? A genuine question, because like, bro, people want to. Even now, people have a pride in their craft. Like, if you send shots to me, I'm gonna send shots back. We gonna verbally spar it out. Maybe we dap it up afterwards. Maybe we don't. Not every situation is Pusha T and Drake, where Pusha T hates that motherfucker. Like, not every situation is that. Y'all just have friendly back and forth and keep it at that, and then keep it pushing. If some
right,
and like J. Cole didn't even say nothing wild. Like, if he made it personal and after was like, ooh, that felt icky. Okay, understood.
I think
that'd be understandable.
I think because he mentioned his body of work. I think because he mentioned his body of work. That's what I think it was. I think because I don't know. I'm not telling you I know anything, because again, I do know people work for Dreamville. I don't know anything. So what I'm saying is just my assumption. I think him mentioning his body of work, and also the stuff that people say about Cole associated with him, they say J. Cole music is boring. I think if any reason for him to say, yo, I feel bad about this because I did something that people do about me, and maybe I should have did that. And he fucked with him genuinely. Like, if you listen to old interviews, J. Cole fucks with Kendrick Lamar genuinely. They were supposed to make an album together, all that stuff. I've been asking the niggas I know at Dreamville, like, is this going to happen? What's going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. We thought it was going to happen. They had came out with a track some years ago. We was like, yo, this is definitely going to happen. But we didn't know. But it does seem like they're on two different planes. We do know that Kendrick last album, he said he had writer's block for like 3-4 years. That's why you haven't heard from him, because he couldn't write nothing. You know what I mean? And, everybody goes through different shit. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, verbal warfare and sparring, I'm here for it. We do a podcast. We know there's other podcasts out there. If somebody say their podcast is the best, and then somebody mention us on middle of this, yeah, I'm gonna talk my shit. Yeah, we the best. I don't care what the numbers say. We the best. I'm always gonna feel like we the fucking best. It's a competition. Now, I'm not gonna say anything disparaging about the other people, like, personally. You know what I mean? Right. But we could definitely have some, war of the words of, some attrition, because it's fun. It's for the sport. It draws eyes. It draws attention to what we're doing.
You know what we need to do? We need to take shots at another podcast and then recant the next week, because we found our piece.
Let's do it, man. Let's take shots at TOJ.
Let's take shots at TOJ, and then next week put out a tearful, heartfelt apology at a public event, talking about this was whack. It sat poorly on my spirit. It was whack. Yeah. Kendrick, put two hands together if you love TOJ. Yay!
Oh, God. Who's mad? But hey, man, he listen. He's gonna have to. The fact that he went on stage and did this, he understands that he has to be comfortable in this decision. He's going to have to live with people making the jokes about this. And the next thing is, does Kendrick respond to him? Do they talk and piece it up and Kendrick like, you know what? Yo, bro, I wasn't shooting at you. It was a warning shot. And you know who I'm really shooting at. And that dude ain't respond. And Drake, I think eventually he may respond eventually, but I think people want to see that matchup. And the only thing that's going to save J. Cole is that Kendrick comes out and makes his intentions clear that who he was shooting at, and he was even on my radar, and then we can keep it moving. But other than that, man, J. Coleslaw is what you're going to be known for in these streets.
Tough.
For MP. No disrespect. I met J. Cole a couple of times. Much love. Great artist, great person. But hey, man, jokes are gonna fly, man. Void and beef, J. Coleslaw. Moving on. The Knicks have clinched a playoff spot for the third consecutive year, I believe, right? Third consecutive year.
Yes. Is it?
I think it's third.
Did they make the year? Did they make it the year before Brunson arrived? I don't think so.
They did. I think they did. I think they did. I'm not too sure. It was a down year for Randall. I think they had. I'm not too sure. Maybe they did.
I don't think they did, man.
They might have missed it. Yeah, they might have missed it.
I think it's 3 out of the last 4 years, though.
It's 3 of the last 4. But hey, playoff basketball is back in the Garden. The Knicks have an opportunity to finish the second seed, but the Bucks somehow finding ways to win games without Giannis, surprisingly. But hey, regardless of that, the Knicks beat Boston tonight, and Boston seems to not really care how they finish. They already clinched the best record in the league. But let's get into it, man. We already talked about Julius Randle not being here, going for the season. OG's back. Brunson has dropped 35 points in I think 4 straight games. He has I think he tied over second for the most 40 point season, 40 point scoring games in the season. I think it's like second or third. Um, Only I think he has 13. I think Melo had 11. I forgot who was the first. Who was first? I think he had like 16. But yeah, I mean, listen, the best acquisition since the Melo acquisition. He's leading us to the playoffs again at a higher seed. Definitely should get MVP votes. I don't know how people could look at him and not say he gets MVP votes. I seen a funny tweet the other day. They showed Kevin Durant's numbers and they showed Brunson's numbers, and it was like, oh, Brunson MVP candidate, caption, whatever, and then Kevin Durant, washed above X, Y, and Z. I don't think people realize that what Jalen Brunson is doing, and you can't just look at his numbers, because he's a career high in scoring, right? 28 points a game. The injuries that he's dealt with on the team, um, playing at a high level, all the scrutiny. He may not be the MVP. I think that goes to SGA. I think a lot of votes go to Jokic. I think votes go to Luka. But I wouldn't be mad if Jalen Brunson at least maybe gets 10 first place votes. At least maybe 10. I wouldn't be mad at that. Because it's definitely a year of the breakout player, and also the year where the guard plays phenomenal. Halliburton is playing great basketball. Kyrie Irving is playing great basketball. Luka is playing great basketball. Jalen is playing great basketball. SGA is playing great basketball. Anthony Edwards is playing great basketball. It's a lot of guard play, which is like phenomenal. De'Aaron Fox, of course, is playing great basketball at the guard position. When we talk about MVP race, we're literally talking about maybe 4 guys, right? We're talking about the reigning MVP in Jokic. We're talking about SGA. We're talking about Brunson. And if you want to say Luka, you talk about Luka too. Those are the 4. Those are my 4 right there for MVP. Brunson deserves a decent amount of votes. What are your thoughts?
I mean, Jalen Brunson's the best Knick since Ewing. So that's kind of how I feel about Jalen Brunson. He's been incredible. He's the best Knicks transaction of my lifetime at this point. And yes, that's high praise. Like, I know they acquired Sprewell, and Sprewell was great. I know they acquired Allen Houston. Allen Houston was great on the other line. Jalen Brunson is the best acquisition of my lifetime. The best Knicks acquisition of my lifetime. As far as MVP stuff, he definitely deserves votes. I don't first place, second place, third place, fourth, eighth. He deserves votes. You know what I mean? Like, do I think he's going to win the MVP? No. Do I think he deserves first place votes? I mean, it depends, man. Because I've seen some of the people who've gotten first place votes in years past. I've seen what that looks like. And it's like, if somebody wanted to give Jalen Brunson a first place vote, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, wow, he has no case. Like, he's been incredible on a team that's needed every bit of it, because they've been decimated by injuries. Mm-hmm. And they've needed every single bit of what Jalen Brunson has been able to give them. And he is he creates for everybody in a way that's kind of understated, because his assist numbers aren't that high.
Right.
But he creates for himself. He creates for everybody else. He has been one of the single best offensive players in the league this year. Mm-hmm. And again, due to the injuries, they've needed every single bit of it from him. So, to me, he deserves MVP votes. Where he finished, where he deserves to finish, that ain't for me to decide. All I know is he deserves to be on the ballot, and he deserves to get a healthy amount of votes, even if it's like 4th place votes, 6th place votes, whatever it is. And to me, he's a first team All NBA performer. Like, and I get that that's high fucking praise, but I think they have it now where the first team is just 5 players. I don't think they do it by position anymore. If I'm not fucking mistaken, or maybe they do it by. I think they do it by guards and bigs. I can't remember what the deal is. He should be one of the 5, like, to me at least. If you want to say he's second team, he's the 3rd best guard. Like, I'm not gonna push back too much. But to me, he's been an All NBA, like first team All NBA kind of performer this year. He's been that fucking good, and he is the main reason people think the Knicks have a shot, even without Randall, of making a decent run. And I mean, part of that is Eastern Conference being it's very unintimidating. Like there's not a lot in the Eastern Conference where you look around and you're like, wow, that scares me. Like I'm not scared of the Heat. Like I get it. This is their time of year. Heat culture. Like I get it. I fucking get it. I get it. But we're gonna hear about that a lot the next couple of weeks. I get it. Like the Sixers, the Hawks, and whoever else the bums are at the bottom of the fucking standings. Like there's nothing scary about the Eastern Conference. Like the Bucks just lost Giannis. There's nothing scary about the Eastern Conference outside of the Celtics. But at the same time, the Knicks have not been healthy. OG came back. That's good. He's very important for what they do. But Jalen Brunson's the reason we think we got a shot.
Yeah.
Like he is that guy, and he deserves all. He's been getting a lot of flour. He deserves every bit of what he's getting because he's been absolutely fucking phenomenal. And it shows in the standings, given, again, the East is not really great. But it shows in the standings that they are a game out of the 2 seed or whatever it is, despite the injuries all year. And he's carried a tremendous load for the team. He's been incredible.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those things where, you mentioned you in Houston. You didn't mention Melo. Fuck you. It's one of those things where you looking at the team and you look at the Knicks throughout history, and he's bringing a vibe to the Garden that Randall for a moment did, but Randall hurt himself with his playoff performances. His playoff performances weren't dog shit. You know what I mean? He would be in that ranking. The thing, and also the thing about Brunson was the doubt anyway in the first place. Like, let's really, if we go back to the acquisition, and I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the people like Jalen Brunson. Like, come on, dog. Like, we couldn't get Donovan Mitchell. What's going on? Jalen Brunson, that's not gonna work. How? He silenced a lot of his critics. And he's been silencing his critics this year. We heard what Kenny the Jet said. He had to cover them tonight. And he had to admit that the Knicks are one of the best teams in the East. He had to admit to that. Boston may or may not be interested toward the end of the season. That's fine. He may not be interested in the end of the season. That's cool. But you still have to understand that this team comes out and they compete every single night. No matter who the team is, they compete. This is not the same Knicks team that when you used to watch them, the Knicks had a lead, and all of a sudden they're going to blow that lead. They don't do that. The Knicks are undefeated, but carrying a lead into the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? The Knicks are, I think they're like 19-1 or something like that when you have like a lead in the first half or something like that. This is not the same team. This is a team that plays defense. They have a team that has depth. They have shooting. They have length. Mitch Robinson coming back is helps. OG coming back helps. Isaiah Hartenstein being what he is. DiVincenzo shooting 240-something threes. Like, this is a quality team that can go to an Eastern Conference Finals. Now, could they beat a Boston Celtics team? I don't think it's impossible. I just don't think the Knicks – like, I don't want to say I don't think the Knicks can win it all because anything can happen. But if the Knicks make it to Eastern Conference Finals, we could be looking at them like, hey, why not? Why not us? We could definitely look at them like, why not us? Because – like you said, there's no other team to fear. The Bucks are the Bucks. Doc Rivers coaching and Damian Lillard in the playoffs without Giannis. Like, everybody got to step up to make that. You know what I mean? Portis had 30 points. I think last night. They managed to win these games. They look. I think the Bucks looked really good last night without Giannis, which was I couldn't even imagine how. But you have to look at the rest of the league and the rest of we could definitely make a run to at least the Eastern Conference Finals. And then as a team is constructed with the 8 first-round picks they have and the flexibility they have, they can still add somebody else. They can still be flexible and pay OG and extend him or whatever. Maybe you flip Randall. I don't know what you do. But there's so much the Knicks can do. And they've proven that they can do it because they flipped Obi. They flipped RJ. They flipped quickly. And turn that into OG and Bogdanovic. Not so much Alec Burks, who somehow played himself out the lineup, which is amazing because Tibbs loves that dude. I don't know how you play yourself out of a Tibbs lineup when Tibbs was dying to play. That's how bad he's been playing. But it's a strong squad, man. And I'm liking the future. He's 27 years old. I'm liking the future of this team. And you feel good being a Knicks fan. You feel good being a Knicks fan. And that's about silencing people and shutting people up. And they're not afraid to do so, man. They're not afraid to shut people up. And Brunson is a big game dude. He dropped his career at 61. You know what I mean? 61 points, 2 off the record. Like, he's going to be ready. He's going to be ready.
I needed him to get that record. It's unfortunate he didn't.
Calm down. No Melo slander.
I have not mentioned Carmelo Anthony by name until now at all in the show. You did twice. That seemed
because you didn't mention him when you said one of the best Knicks. You said, "Oh, Ewing and Allen Houston," and then you skipped over him. Don't be disrespectful, right?
Whenever I mention Carmelo by name, your head explodes. So I was just trying to save us both the time.
Moving on. New York forever. And finally, no Jude tonight, no Jude grooves. I know you guys love that. But we're going to try something different. What scams? What scams grind your gears, Kev? What scams do you hate? Or what's a scam that people are not aware
of? I mean, it's not going to be anything we're unaware of. But doctor appointments, the times. Have you ever gone to let's say an 11 o'clock doctor's appointment and been seen at 11 o'clock? Because that never fucking happens. It never happens, bro. What is the point of me setting an 11 o'clock doctor's appointment for me to be seen at 12:15? What the fuck is the point? Why does this happen all the fucking time? Why can't I just set the appointment for 12:15? And I understand things happen and doctor whatever the fuck. This is 30 years worth of data here, okay? And I've never gotten into a doctor's appointment on time. I don't have this problem anywhere else. Dentist, fucking dermatologist, anywhere else. It's just the doctor. Like, you get to, and I am chronically early. Me, all the time, chronically early. So I'm getting to my 11 o'clock appointment at 10:30. So now I gotta wait damn near 2 fucking hours. Why are you telling me my appointment's at 11:15? We both or 11 o'clock. We both know it's not 11 o'clock. So why I gotta make the appointment for 11 for you to actually see me at 12:15? Why?
Makes no sense. I got one for you. Being an adult is the biggest scam.
Yes. Yes, bro. We wait have old money. It's gonna be cool,
bro. We wait our entire lives to get to this point to be like, y'all fucking lied to us. All right, drinking is overrated, okay? You know what I mean? It's whatever pill you get, because most of us had our first drink before 21 anyway.
Yes.
Drinking is overrated, right? It breaks up homes. you get sick.
In a lot of ways, it breaks up homes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, you might get, you might be like what do you call it, high off the superhuman juice, and you want to feel like you can do anything, whatever. So you lied about that. Driving. You can't wait till you have your own car, your own vehicle. Driving is cool, but until you're the designated driver, until you're looking for something to drive all around. So there's no appeal. It's appeal when you're young because you feel like a sense of freedom, because you don't care where you go as long as you're going. But as an adult, it's like, fuck about this. Working sucks. Nobody wants to work. Nobody in 2024 wants to work. No one wants to punch a clock. Do you realize that everyone is trying to find ways to make money without working with somebody right now? Like, yes. Everyone is trying, like, everyone is like, yo, how can I avoid going to actual work? No one wants to work. So, and then, of course, getting married, divorce rate is 50-50. People are doing all this other crazy stuff, open marriages, and then being a parent and having kids and stuff like that. Adulthood is a scam. Stop me at 18. Stop me at 21. Preferably in my prime, where I can do as much as I want, but be young and not give a fuck about nothing else. That's a scam.
All right, another scam, and this really goes with the program. Gambling. Gambling's a scam. You can't tell me Vegas is not a scam.
Gambling's a huge scam.
Gambling's a fucking scam. A massive scam. You cannot tell me that Vegas just knows every night like what the over under is going to be within 1 point or run or goal or whatever. You just can't tell me that every night, bro. Like they just know everything. Like you're telling me everything is on the up and up here. They're just the all knowing Vegas, huh? This shit is a scam. You know how many fucking parlays I've had ruined by one goal or one bucket or one assist, this, that, and the third. Gambling's a fucking scam. Now, yeah, some people are good at the scam. They're good at navigating the scam. Good for them. But for most of us, that it's an impossible beast to tame. It's a fucking scam. And Shohei as the interpreter would agree with me, which is probably not a good thing. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But that shit is a fucking scam. You can't tell me Vegas don't know everything. You can't tell me Vegas not scamming us, bro. You can't tell me that.
They do. They know everything. That's the crazy thing too. You know what's a scam? Music is a scam. Music is a huge scam. Hold on real quick. Sorry, my son woke up. It's part of the scam of adulthood.
Perfect timing.
What was I saying?
Music is a scam.
Music is a scam. Oh my god! So this is why music is a scam. People now in this day and age will play a song that has a sample from a song from another song, and when you play that original joint, they act like, yo, this is the worst thing they've ever heard. Like this is trash. Like, I said, bro. Do you know that like there's nothing new with these songs? You guys is taking from the stuff that we took from, and the originators get no love. Like they get no. Like I was listening to so many R&B songs the other day, old school ones. I'm like, that's a sample from, and it's whole instrumentation. Everything's instrumentation. A lot of it was Kanye, Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige. Everybody samples from this era of like 60s, 70s music, and they're still doing it, the same things, and people just refuse to acknowledge anything that came before the era that they were in. They refuse to acknowledge, bro. It has to be. No amount of music now in this day can approach the golden era, like 60s, 70s, 80s. Like sure. It's hard to find an approach because these guys were, first of all, they take literally. I think Whitney Houston is one of the biggest scam artists because she took a lot of her songs were covers. I didn't know that. Like a lot of her songs were covers from older songs. Didn't know that. She was doing a lot. She's a cover artist.
Oh, we're calling Whitney Houston a
very
scammer?
talented cover artist.
Okay.
She's and listen, singing a song that's not yours and it goes off like it is, just to find out years later that song was not yours and that a lot of songs that you did were covers, that's a scam, bro. You can't tell me that's a scam. That's a scam.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and write down the timestamp on that one. All right. We're going to put that out for the people.
But no, Mary J. Blige has taken a lot of songs.
All right. Let's be careful. Let's be careful.
It's no disrespect. I'm just saying there is a level of scammery in music. It's a level of scamming.
All I'm saying is we can leave Mary out of this. That's all I'm saying. Leave Mary out of this.
I love Mary, but I've listened to so much old songs. I'm like, that's a Mary song. I'm like, wait a minute, Mary took that song, but it's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it. But music is a scam, bro. Music is a scam. It's a lot of the same shit repeated in a cycle, and if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss out on it.
All right. I don't even know another scam. I don't even know if they actually give out tickets for this anymore. But like I know they once did. So I'm just gonna pretend they still do for the sake of this discussion. Jaywalking tickets, massive scam. What the fuck are we doing? What do we do? Like who are we hurting with jaywalking? Who are we hurting? We've all done it. I've jaywalked my entire life. We all fucking jaywalk. All of us. Like, yes, obviously some of us do it better than others. Some people get hit by cars. I understand how this works. Okay. We all fucking jaywalk. All of us, most of us do it with a 99% success rate. Most of us do it, and we just get away with it. And we just get across the street, and nobody's hurt. Nobody was hurt in the proceedings, and we go on about our fucking days, man. Like, what were you trying to prevent by giving us tickets for fucking walking? Legit. What? Think about how insane that a ticket for walking. What were you trying to prevent with that? I just want to know what they were trying to prevent with tickets for walking.
I think it was just, I don't know. Crossing the street under your own volition in the middle and making it successfully across should be rewarded and not penalized. Jaywalking should be rewarded and not penalized. Like, yo, dog, I'm gonna cross this 4-lane intersection and not get hit and not cause an accident. There should be someone on the other side, like, here's your ticket for being great.
Right. Like, why am I getting penalized for being aware enough and good and cognizant enough of my surroundings to get across the street of a busy intersection on a don't walk? Well, why am I being penalized? Bro, I got shit to do. I got places to be, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and wait for the 38 seconds it takes for the shit to turn to walk. Like, I don't have to. Like, I can navigate this. I can do this. I believe in myself.
I can do this.
I believe in myself. And what's waiting for me at the other side? A fucking ticket for walking. Get the fuck out of here.
A ticket for walking.
A ticket for fucking walking.
Oh man. This is my last one. If you live in New York City and you move around New York City, the subway system and the bus system is the biggest scam known to fucking man.
Yo, also,
I've been riding.
Real fast before you go. Am I like the only person who actually puts the Metro card in anymore, bro? Every time
I'm gonna get to, bro.
Okay, so
that's what I'm about to get to. Go ahead. Because ever since I was young, like, yo, when the fare was like $1, it was $1.25. They gave us tokens and stuff like that. When a new bus came out, like a new bus, we was excited. Oh shoot, a new bus came out. You know, this bus. Oh, you walk in the bus, it was AC. You know what I mean? And you thought that the city was going places, right? You know what I mean? And then when they got rid of the Red Robin trains, but the Silver Bullets looking trains out, it was like, yeah, man. It's just, I think there's one point in time the city just made it to one point and just stopped giving a fuck how it looked, how it comes together. Because ever since COVID, no one pays to get on the bus, no one pays to get on the train. Bro. I get on, the thing that I hate about the MTA is I'm paying my $2.90 and I gotta sit next to somebody with no pants on or some shit. Bro, every time you get on a train, it's like an episode of Skid Row. It's one dude sitting there with his pants half off, another dude who was like a high fashion bum. He had a jacket with no shirt on. And he looked like he should be on like a Paris runway, but he smelled so bad. He
said a high fashion
bro. It's like he's the first ever couture bum. I swear to God, he's a couture bum. And you know when you scratch your beard, it makes a noise. His shit was crunching. It was yo, why the fuck am I on the train at 11:30 at night with this nigga? Like, it's like, what did I do to deserve this, man? Yo, I don't run. Yo, remember you used to run for the bus? I'm like, I don't run for the bus no more. If it missed me, it missed me. Yo, the subway system is just depressing. The bus system is just fucking depressing. It's the biggest fucking scam because they keep raising the prices. And it's not justified. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Japan has the cleanest, most efficient subway in the world. And I got to ride the train with couture bums. I don't want to do that shit. Like,
Yo, he said you would come on with the fancy jacket and no shirt.
No shirt on. Stinking. And scratch his beard. It was crunching. Scratch his beard. I said, dog, yo, I paid my good money to get on this train to be next to this couture bum.
My heart earned $2.90.
My heart earned $2.90. Y'all niggas just moseying on and turning the N train into your fucking sleepaway car. Get the fuck out of here. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Oh God. I don't even want to give. I was going to give a last one. I don't even want to no more, man. And the show. Couture brother. Oh my
Couture
God.
Bo.
Oh God.
Yo, man, we appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We got a lot more to come. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at MyPod69. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, man. We've been crushing TikTok. _initial_pod on TikTok. We've been crushing TikTok. Make sure you follow my man Kevin Lewis at KLEW24. And make sure you tune into the Underdog Fantasy Network and listen to the show with Coley Mick, the only teams that matter, doing good things, big things out here. If you feel like being mildly irritated and upset, hey, try following Jude Truth. Jude Truth. I don't know what's going to do. I don't know what it's going to do for you, but hey.
Hey man, don't tell us we didn't warn you, bro. Don't tell us we didn't warn you. We warned you. Like if you want to be like, if you want to wonder what the fuck is going on with somebody, follow Jude Truth. There it is. His name is right there.
There it is. There it is. And that's it, man. Dadscool.com is the sponsor of Spy. Oh, I gotta do that one thing before we go. Make sure you shop Dads Cool. Let me go to dadscool2.com. Dadscool2.com. You promo code MyPod69 to get 10% off your
bad bitchery.
These pictures are circulating right now on the gram or YouTube. Cause I did that one episode of Views from the Next. And he used those pictures like, I'm on to something, man. So shout out to Dads Cool for making me look good, to be on the other niggas' shit, other niggas' profiles. And that, man. Any final words, Kev, before we out of here, man?
Nah, man. Y'all have a good time, good weekend, good month, good year, whatever it is. Whatever applies, bro. Thank you for listening. That's all I got. And watching.
We'll see you when I see you. Peace. Stay inspired by 69.